and they've really only had that one scoring opportunity, which they've taken really well in the corner. I'm sure this Gwent pack will be unhappy that they've been pushed over there, and they're going to try and have some retribution in this line out here. But I think on reflection, Llandeilo have taken that opportunity well. I think Pontypool may be a little bit disappointed with not coming away with some more points, but I think they probably look to need to keep the ball in hand a little bit more and just keep putting some pressure on this Llandeilo team.
Yeah, Pontypool United about 10 metres out. They're going to go for the driving line out. 3 regional dragons in that starting 8. Trying to take responsibility of the rolling ball. It's sacked or taken down.
It's well defending from Llandeilo, to be fair.
It's still there to be played by Cameron Tovey, bringing in the centres or the midfield runners. Llandeilo flying in, counter-rucking. Ball still there. Pontypool United scrapping on the floor, but it's now lost.
That's great work from Llandeilo.
Great clearance kick by Tom Williams as well. Big defence.
Big counter-ruck, to be fair. Key time on the field, particularly when you normally will drop and spread. Gone for that counter-ruck and it's paid rewards.
What's the AR spotted this side? Is there going to be a decision? No, just a bit of advice. Maybe keep an eye on something or other. Creel hits the target. Keep it short using the captain Jacob. Back row in unison. Daniel. He's been so abrasive early on. Getting a taste of his own medicine.
Yeah, big collision that one, wasn't it? Great tackle, great carry, to be fair. No quarter given here by either player.
Oh, knocked on in the tackle. As the referee seen it, play goes on. Here you can see the protests on the far touchline by the Pontypool United replacements. Again, Llandeilo recognising the opportunity to counter-ruck. Seemingly they've turned it over as well.
Yeah, that's twice they've done that at key times, really going hard to that contact area. It's obviously something they can see that's working for them, so they've had to go at it again, and just Pontypool cannot just get going, particularly with them going hard to that contact area.
Was there a finger in there? Goes backwards, says the ref. Long kick downfield, a chase is on here by Cian Thomas. He's beaten. Pontypool United, oh, it's gone forward. And that was an opportunity to try and play in the broken backfield.
Yeah, he just had an opportunity to link with him there, I think, and he took the second man on, nearly got on the outside of him. Got a bit of skill to try and put it on back inside, but yeah, just forward there.
Yeah, it's Bevan Jones. Wearing 14, but playing on this near side. Just doesn't get out the back of the hand. Chappell deflected backwards. Price again into midfield, looking for runners. Good carry. Meters after contact.
That's quick ball now. Now they play it. Great tackle.
Shuffled on into the Pontypool United half. Can they build a few phases here? Once more, Daniel in the thick of it.
Both teams are gone to the contact area here, so there's not a lot of quick ball. So that space tends to then dry up. There was a little bit which was on there for Llandeilo, but again, they're going hard to the contact area and they just can't get that quick ball to go and punish them on the edges. That's
what happens when you're under pressure and panicking. The kick sent downfield, straight out into touch. Although we've seen a try in this first half, both defences have been rock solid. They've been on top. Bodies will tire as we progress through this Youth Cup final. Pontypool United 3, Llandeilo 7. Llandeilo try coming to Ashley Chappell, the hooker from a driving line out, and they've won the ball back. Nearly offside, Wayne Thomas. Bit harsh maybe because he pulled back, but
yeah, it's not one you want to give away really. It's a bit of an easy exit for Llandeilo there. You know, they've struggled to keep the ball in the right areas. The line out obviously goes astray first. It gets turned over. I think they'll be disappointed with that exit. They want to put more pressure on them there.
Thomas Price. He was injured last season, not part of the team. A natural scrum half, plays 9, but he is the playmaker wearing 10 today. Sends his team forward, try score at Chapel.
That's a good touch finder. It's a good place where they can launch a strike here now, and if we can see what they can pull together. Again, I think it is space and a wide channels for them if they get a bit of quick ball.
Goes to the tail. Straight into midfield now then. If this quick ball, Pontypool United in all sorts of trouble. Price forwards in the way, blocking off the passing channel. Still in possession. That's a 22. Switching direction using Griff Jones, one of the many Broadly Never boys in the team who have played here as a school in the final as well. But now then they're on 3-on-1 into wide spaces. One more pass, dragged down 4 metres short. Kian Thomas was there screaming for the ball, held up. No, it's over. It's a score, a second. Good for Pontypool, for Llandeilo. Pontypool United split apart down this right hand side.
Yeah, they got a bit of quick ball there in the middle. They managed to get it away on the edge. Good hands here, and he just manages to put him away, and then he eats that space up, which is brilliant. He eats it up. The winger's got to make a decision, just keeps carrying into that space, and then some nice tight work to get over the line.
Great work, great score. It looks like a score for the captain, Rodri Jenkins. Was fantastic in the final last season. Scored in that final last season. And once again, he puts his name on the scoreboard.
That's some achievement, and they're scoring into National Cup finals. Well deserved as well. They've just been so clinical, Llandeilo. Whenever they've had an opportunity, that's 2 opportunities, 2 scores. They're just really pushing themselves away on that scoreboard now, where the game is, and it looks like it's going to open up.
Kick is unsuccessful. As we watch the replay of that second score for Llandeilo, we get outside that 13 channel. Pontypool United's defence all over the shop. The pick, the drive, and it's a good finish, a good arm to stretch out. Pontypool United 3, Llandeilo 12. But that's an important penalty.
Yeah, what's he going to do here? Is he going to put over the posts? Are they going to go into the corner? I haven't had a lot of joy in the corner yet. Yep, looks like he's going for goal.
Yeah, just steady the ship. Keep that scoreboard ticking. Essentially, could bring the scoreboard within a score. And that's the thing about cup finals. Just got to keep that scoreboard ticking, building a score, see where you are.
Yeah, definitely. I think Llandeilo will be a bit disappointed to score and then concede a penalty from the kick-off. They would have felt it was important to exit there, but Pontypool again have gone hard at that contact area. They've gone harder trying to get that ball back to give them the opportunity to kind of pull some points back there and get within 6.
Morgan Kuzak with his second attempt towards the post. Looks good. It is good. Thumbs up.
Great strike.
Flags are up. Second successful kick for the fly half. Pontypool United 6, Llandeilo 12. Y sgôr erbyn hyn, Pontypool 6, Llandeilo 12. Yr ail sgôr i'r maswr Morgan Kuzak. Oh, that's a beautiful kick. A torpedo kick downfield. Don't see many of them these days, do you?
That's a great spiral. Could hear it from up here. Great strike.
Price. Dummies. It's a half break. Decent offload off the deck. Llandeilo not wasting time to try and get back downfield to reassert their advantage.
Yeah, looks like they've upped the tempo a little bit here now. They've got a bit between their teeth, trying to play a little bit, trying to move the ball, get a bit of momentum. I'm sure they'll try to strike while the iron's hot here now and get some more points on the board before half-time.
Yeah, Heaven Hughes was with the carry. Williams with a dart. Price has to play 9. Cleared James. Smashed backwards. James, the scorer of the first try in the final last year. Part of the Scarlets 18 setup as well. 1 of 4. There he is again. Pontypool United flying up. Slightly isolated here, Llandeilo. Support arrives just in time. Short pop by Price. Still going short off 9, Ewan Blakeman. Oh, poor pass. Now then, on the counter-attack. Plenty of space downfield. He could have gone wide, but finds a space. Llandeilo will get there first. Harry Davis, 3 shirts on him. Does very well. But has to rush up to put everybody on side. Another good chip through. Llandeilo need to be alert. The bounce of the rugby ball. It's going to be a score. No, it isn't. Knocked on. Oh, backwards. Play goes on. Still a chance for Pooler. And they are going to score. It is going to be a score for the second row. Ruben Malson.
Yeah, we thought he'd made the wrong decision there by putting that kick through, but to be fair, the chase really made up for it. They put pressure on the 15 when he was exiting, kept the ball really well. You thought or was a phase before, you thought maybe it might have gone forward, but referee's obviously in a better position than us, said it's gone backwards, and it's a good finish.
Clinical on that occasion, Pontypool United. And after 2 successful penalty kicks by Cusack, he has this conversion to put Pontypool United back ahead. Flawless Cusack continues to be perfect off the tee, and Pontypool United ahead by 13 points to 12 against Llandeilo. And it shows this game will swing both ways. Both teams will have their chances.
Yeah, what a turnaround. 12-3. Llandeilo going through the phases. Pontypool knock over those 3 to get back within, and now all of a sudden they've gone the length of the field, they scored a try, and they could potentially be going in at half-time a point up. The scores to show you do need to take your opportunities in cup finals when they come along.
Oh, it's lost forward. No, it's a penalty. And how often is it said about the restart after scoring? You've handed back momentum. Llandeilo, considering the post, of course, they had their point in. Rodri Jenkins, assertive with his decision, wants to be back ahead on the scoreboard. Let's have a look again. He goes to the floor. His side entry or ceiling, he's trying to say?
Yeah, I think he's gone for sealing off there, particularly his hands go on the floor rather than on the player, so he's kind of not supporting his own body weight, his body weight's on the floor. Again, a good decision to go for goal, I think. Particularly, there's not long until half-time. If you can knock us over and go back in with a lead, again, it shows that kind of seesaw effect, but again, exits. Just did not exit well enough, and it puts pressure back on you.
Thomas. Again, misses. And with the final kick of the first half, Llandeilo failed to retake the lead. Pontypool United took the early lead from the tee by Cusack, but 2 tries by Llandeilo's Ashley Chappell and Rodri Jenkins put the champions ahead. But Ruben Mulson's try was the deciding factor in that first half, meaning Pontypool United are ahead by 13 points to 12 against Llandeilo at the interval. And one word before we have a break, Gavin Dacey, what you made of this first half in the Youth Cup final?
Yeah, I think kind of Llandeilo soaked up some early pressure there and came back really strong and took their opportunities really well. I think that's been the difference. They've taken their opportunities, but then again, Pontypool, one opportunity at the end of the half to get away with that breakaway score, and they have, and they're going in with the lead. So I'm sure they'll be buoyed by that, but I think this game is going to end up opening up in the next 35 minutes.
Well, it's entertaining for sure. It's a tight affair for the score at the interval here at the Principality Stadium in the Youth Cup final. Pontypool United 13, Llandeilo 12. Croeso nôl i rownd derfynol Cwpan Ieuenctid Cymru yma yn y Stadiwm Principality. Dwi wedi cael hanner cynta cyffroes rhwng tîm Pontypool United a Llandeilo. Welcome back to the Youth Cup final where Pontypool United lead at the interval. 13 points to 12 against Llandeilo. 1 try to 2 in favour of Llandeilo, the 2024 champions, behind on the scoreboard. Gavin Dacey up alongside me, Owain Gwynedd in the commentary box. How do you see the second half panning out?
Yeah, I think we might start a little bit cagey again, particularly with the score being so tight and it being anyone's game. But at some point, one of these teams are going to have to play to win it. So it is going to be a part of this game where it's going to start to break up. So I'm hoping that sooner rather than later.
Thomas Price starts the second period. There's a good jackal in there. It has been stolen by Rodri Jenkins. Nearly got his hands on the ball. Punted downfield. Davis to his fly half Price. There is space on that right-hand side, the left of Pontypool United. Jake Jenkins having to rush across. Again, it's a lovely torpedo straight in the front row seats.
Yeah, he's bringing that spiral back, to be fair to him, and he's striking them well. Both teams are kicking really well. There's not a lot of loose kicks going out there. Everything's going down that 15 channel, which is making it difficult to find space. But you'd hope here, Llandeilo, lovely area to strike, just inside that 10-metre line. Hopefully they have something off the training paddock.
Yeah, change of hooker for Llandeilo. Ewan Morgan winning 17 onto the field. Good defence again by Pontypool United. Switching direction. Price, good hands, good depth. They're into the open space. A little show and go. Thrown back inside, knocked backwards from a Pontypool United hand. Here come the runners in the blue head cap. Lloyd Thomas, the Llandovery Col player. Using the second rows, no, tipped on towards Hefin Hughes. The big men trying to bust some holes. Davis gets in there, good offload. Price. Was there a no-arms tackle in there? Play goes on. Llandeilo try and take charge of this second period. They're desperate to get back ahead to control that scoreboard. Not many numbers out wide.
No, they're just trying to build a bit of momentum there, now. They're trying to open a bit of space up for them. They've got to be careful here. They don't go one-up runners because, again, Pontypool are going hard to the contact area. And that's why Llandeilo are putting extra numbers in it.
Yeah, they are carrying hard. Fire is met with fire. Thomas. Body angle a bit too high maybe. Thrown backwards once again. Luke Daniel. In there. Llandeilo getting ever closer. Jackal onto his hands, has to release. Slow ball. Tom Williams asking for a bit of help. The forwards get in there. Noah Evans lends his weight. A tip on. McDonough. Oh, yeah. Ball bobbles free. Stolen.
He did well there. He went straight in on that ball. You could see the way he placed. Bit lateral, straight on the ball. I don't think anyone was going to get him off that. Good start from Llandeilo. The strike play, you could see there at a pre-arranged strike. They struck back down the blind, made some really good yardage, kept the ball for long periods, but they seem just to run out the numbers, particularly when they're getting within that 15-metre scope of the try line.
Yeah, Llandeilo have only lost once in 2 years with the youth team. And they're on for the treble this year. They're in the Commonwealth Youth Cup final. They're on for the league. And as previously mentioned, trying to retain this youth cup. But to the same end, Pontypool United also looking for a double in the Dragons Cup final. And the head today. Oh, not straight. So possession and territory handed back to Llandeilo. He wasn't in a competitive position, was it, to compete for the ball?
Yeah, it's a tough one. They'll be disappointed there. Llandeilo had all the possession for the first part of this half, and they had an opportunity to exit, but Llandeilo are now going to put them under pressure again with ball in hand, so it's another big D set coming up from Pontypool.
Yeah, front rows unable to set. We'll go again. And the bench, as always, will play its part. Bringing all those reinforcements. Morgan already on in that front row. Ball's there. It's a bit of a mess, but it's there for Llandeilo The no-look pass brings in.
Great
Gone backwards, gone forwards. Unlucky. Llandeilo again threatening to bust a hole in that defence. Cranking up the pressure. Now there's space. In open field goes. He won't chase it. Has to be a score. One more pass. Burrows over. Ewan Blackburn, he's over. He has to have scored. He's on the line. Unless it's been knocked forward. And it is a try. Blakeman, the scorer. That's a third try for Llandeilo. And they are back ahead on the scoreboard.
Yeah, started with that no-look, didn't it? Give him a bit of momentum. Even fooled me with that no-look. And then on an exit, which was kind of taken well by the winger, come down this near side here, and a great finish there. Bit of kind of discussion around the officiating team, but he's obviously well placed to see that he scored it.
It is a score, an important score. Every score, of course, is important in a cup final, but a score to put you ahead just gives you that little bit more control, that breathing space.
And again, a good attacking position in that scrum on the far side. Again, goes back to kind of that turnover off the kick-off scrum, 15-metre line on the right-hand side, attacking down the left-hand side. Great ball for a back line to play off. Missed it into the 13 channel, no-look pass. Great skill set from that back line.
And that's better by Cian Thomas. Missed 2 or 3 attempts for the post in the first half. Successful with his first effort in the second. Pontypool United 13, Llandeilo 19.
Yeah, Pontypool just looking for a bit of ball in the right territory now. They'll try and pin them in. Again, the defence has been outstanding in terms of their line speed and going and putting pressure on Llandeilo, and they'll try not to give him an easy exit here and spend some time in the right half. Yeah,
Harry Jacob leading by example, the captain, the chop. Good contest, Price knocks it forward. So there's a free play slightly here from the knock-on for Pontypool. There's a bit of a scrap in the backfield, but there's space, more importantly, for Pontypool United on that left-hand side. Llandeilo scramble well across. Pontypool United narrow in attack. So they're going to take it up. Big hit.
Great shot. Stopped the momentum straight away there.
Yeah, Lloyd Thomas, the cross-field kick. Knocked on, unfortunately, by Jack McDonough. Hacked downfield by Llandeilo, so play continues on the halfway line. Decent carry just to buy some time by Luke Daniel. Again, there is a bit of space on that left-hand side. They go for the cross-field kick. Unneeded. Sometimes playing simple is more effective. And the ball goes straight out.
Yeah, tempo seems to have gone up a little bit now. Few kicks which have been a little bit looser, and the back three are kind of picking them off and eating that space up. And I think this is going to open up a little bit more. I think he'd be disappointed in the back row up on it out straight on the full there, but they just need to keep the ball for a period of time now and put Llandeilo under pressure, particularly having had the last go against them.
And maybe that's the one area Llandeilo have been stronger at is keeping possession, going through the phases, maybe trying to tire Pontypool United out.
Yeah, definitely. They've kept the ball. They're probably the only team in this game to go multi-phase 10, 12 times. And it's come with rewards from when they have done that. And I think that's something Pontypool will look to go to now, and they'll have to at some point, being 7, 5, 6 points down on the scoreboard. They'll have to make sure they play a bit now because they need to come back into this game.
Llandeilo, will be disappointed with the execution. There was space on the right-hand side. They identified the opportunity. But that pass just goes slightly forward. Just a bit of treatment for one of the Pontypool United players. 13 points to 19 in favour of the 2024 champions Llandeilo as it stands. This, of course, is the first game here at the Principality this weekend. It's the men's finals day tomorrow. 3 finals to come, including one of your old boys, Gavin Dacey, Pontypridd. against Cross Keys. How do you see that one going?
Yeah, tough one to call. Personally, I've won one, lost one against Keys here in finals. Keys are a tough team, big up front, some really good players behind, but Ponty got some quality in our side as well. You know, your Carly James of the world, your Garen Smiths, your Joe Davis. You know, they got some quality boys who will like to play on this side of the field. So that's going to be a cracker tomorrow.
It is going to be a cracker tomorrow. All available to watch on your TVs, of course. First kick-off at 1 o'clock tomorrow between Caernarfon and Bridgend Athletic in the Division 1 Cup final. But back to the Youth Cup final. Pooler getting the decision in the scrum. It's a penalty advantage. That's a good nudge downfield, not going to find touch. So back for the offence.
Again, you just like to see him on the advantage. Just have a go in at a wider channel and try and break him down and stretch him a little bit, open a bit of space in a wide channel. You can see what he's trying to do there. You can see it's a shot to nothing, and he's got an opportunity to go and put it behind him. But you like to see him play a little bit more with the ball now, particularly being 6 points down. They're going to have to start kind of playing at some point and taking some risks.
Yeah, it would have been a cracking 50-22 if he'd have succeeded. He does win 20 or 30 metres for his side from the penalty. Still plenty of time on the clock, so no need to hit the panic button yet. The six-man line, go to the middle. They find Riley Mogford straight in for the driving maul, but once more, not straight according to the referee. It'll be disappointing.
Again, marginal.
Yeah.
You'd be disappointed here.
You may correct me on the laws of youth rugby, but in the senior game that would have been given play on, wouldn't it? Because there was no competition, no jump by Llandeilo.
No compete, yeah.
It's there for Williams under pressure. He's got to dig and fight for it. Pontypool United got there. Hands on the ball. It's a big old scrap in there. This looked like it's been turned over. And there's going to be a scrum for Pontypool United, fighting their way through the middle.
He's done well there. He's got his hands on the ball. Exactly what they needed. They need to get a bit of possession in a dangerous area. Scrum now. Perfect opportunity, left-hand scrum for an attack here and to really get going. You know, can Pontypool keep the ball for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 phases and try and wear this Llandeilo side down?
Yeah, Llandeilo will be furious with themselves in a situation they never should have lost the ball. That said, they've got a defensive set ahead. Pontypool United now clean possession from the scrum. Using the centres in midfield. Charlie Gregory. Poor ball flung out. Wayne Thomas has to try and do something with it. Keeps the ball. It's there, sealing off. Under pressure, they do go to floor.
Again, that first carry, Llandeilo have gone heavy at it. They've gone for that counter-ruck. You've got Llandeilo going quick now, trying to open the game up, and there's a bit of space here.
Yeah, taken by the captain, Rodri Jenkins. There is some space. The scorer, Blakeman. And all of a sudden, from being a defensive position, Llandeilo up to the Pontypool United 10. And it's quickly turned over and they go themselves. This has opened up. They all need to be on the same page. Llandeilo not back 10. It's all happening out there.
Yeah, it's really starting to open up now. Fair play to Llandeilo again. A go in, quick tap, trying to get into those wide channels. Pontypool matching them with it. A little bit lucky probably with that knock on and not being back 10. But again, they've got a really good opportunity to attack now. Line out just outside the 22.
Yeah, one thing Pontypool United will want to clean up on is their line out. They score that try just before the break to put themselves ahead. But when they've been in around this area, they've not been able to really build any pressure, sustained attacking pressure on that Llandeilo defence. They've done the first job, they've won the ball. But this time it's Llandeilo making a mess of it, making a nuisance. And it's Llyr James, the Llandyfri Cole, loose head prop, himself looking for the double with Club and College. No nonsense by Williams, sends it downfield, wants some territory. This game has really opened up.
Bit of space here now.
A dummy by Bevan Jones, showing his pace, gets the
left.
offload in. No, it doesn't. Hits the floor.
Great kick return there. 2 passes into space. Not a great pass, but to be fair to him, he's gone on that outside arc. He's got on the edge. He's tried to get that offload away to put the winger away down that touchline. But no, that's great attacking rugby from Pontypool. They're really grabbing the bit by the teeth now, particularly in the back three. They're eating those yards up and they see him where the space is. So we want to see a bit more of that from him. Yeah,
Pontypool United coach, I think, frustrated in the back of shot there. They were thinking it could have been a deliberate knock-on in there. It's a scrum. A scrum has been an area the Gwent boys have enjoyed. They've been the superior force.
That's another big scrum.
Big shove. They're playing for the penalty. That's an early shove given. Strange decision, maybe.
Yeah, it looked like the ball was in there. I don't might see it on the replay here.
If there was one, it was ever so slight on this near side, but yeah, from a Pontypool United perspective, you'd be disappointed with the decision. The kick downfield, not dealt with at the first calling. Again, a high one, long one. Well taken by Harry Davis.
Yeah, there's only one thing he's doing here, it's going back down.
A long kick, but doesn't find touch. Price looks up, nobody outside him, so he's going to go himself. The crossfield kick, wayward, sliced. Pontypool United, now have a chance to counter-attack. And they're in space. Well taken on the roll by Bevan Jones, Pooler's top try scorer. The drop of the shoulder, looking for some space. Forwards in the wrong channels. Yeah, goes backwards.
Just running out the numbers a little bit, and they're getting a bit of momentum, but they're just running out of numbers.
Yeah, not a good couple of minutes for Riley Mogford. Drops it, then gets pummeled backwards. That's a big kick on the turn, taken well by Jake Jenkins. Stop, start, bit and short, indecision. Luke Daniel, the first up there. Both teams happy to kick. Some tired bodies out there already, unable to find their attacking shape. So Price does well to get up and stick the tackle. It goes forward, forces the error. Noah Evans scoops the ball up. There is space in the backfield. Pontypool United have recovered.
Yeah, I think you're right. There's a few tired bodies there. They find it hard to work back, particularly kick receipt, kick return. The amount of ground they're covering, especially that back three. So you can tell now there's a few hands on hips there. I think they'll welcome this water break.
Yeah, a bit of cramp getting in there as well. It's been a long old season for these sides as we draw slowly to the end of the season. These teams did very well to get, obviously, to the final. They had to win each and every game. On the road to the Principality for Pontypool United did include a big Gwent battle against Bargoed, which he won 44-0. Went on the road to Pencoed, 37-20. Played Merthyr. Gavin Dacey's team beat him 18 points to 3.
Yeah, I wouldn't let my nephew back in the house when he lost that one.
Good to hear the family is still involved. And then Pooler beating Gleneath 23 points to 8. For Llandeilo, a tougher set of results, you could say, beating South Gower 31-14 in the first match. Then Morriston on the road, 31 points 11. And the quarters and semis, wow, they were tight. 2 home games, Llandeilo 20, and Man United 18. And Llandeilo 17, Bilthweld 13. So they've been in a couple of scraps to get to the Principality, and they're in another scrap here at the home of Welsh Rugby.
Yeah, we can't underestimate what is an achievement it is for the two teams to be here today. A tough competition, really competitive. Llandeilo obviously been here before and kind of know what it's about, particularly after last year, and having that set of experienced boys who've been to the stadium before, I'm sure it would have helped them in their preparations today as well, because they can talk to others about what it's like to kind of come down that tunnel, walk out on the pitch and have those emotions. And at the moment, that's probably something which is separating the two teams, how they've managed some of those crucial moments in the game.
And also, men of this Llandeilo team will have a winning mentality, not only by winning the cup final last year. The first year players, or the teams in the first year this year, coming into second this year, haven't ever lost a match in a Llandeilo shirt, some of them.
And I'm sure they won't want to lose our record at the Principality Stadium either, so I'm sure they'll fight tooth and nail for this one.
And fighting tooth and nail, Pontypool United, they win the ball on the floor. Win the jackal. And there's another injury, so we're going to have another short pause.
Yeah, I'm sure coaches are probably thinking now, when's the best time for them to start unloading the benches, particularly with the tempo of the game has gone up. Some tired bodies out there, when to get fresh legs on, what positions, what time of the game, how can they add to what's going to be kind of big last quarter of the game, particularly with it being so tight. You know, it's a score away from winning, score away from losing, so it's going to be a last big quarter.
Yeah, I'm sure the coaching team will know who their impact players are, who can make a difference, who can get their team over the line. And this is a disappointing sight for Llandeilo. Rhodri Jenkins, the captain, last year's player of the match, leaving the field with an injury by the looks of it to his left leg or ankle. Losing a leader will be a big blow.
Yeah, he's been superb, hasn't he? He's been excellent, real leader for him. Some real kind of physical battle between him and the Pontypool United back row. He's been excellent. He'd be a loss.
Yeah, also captains his college team, Coleg Gwyr. Ashley Chappell also back on the field for Llandeilo, the hooker. So Pontypool United up towards the halfway line. 13 points to 19 behind on the scoreboard. They're going to have to start rolling the dice at some point. They can't rely on the kicking game. Forwards leave it for the backs. But they've got to use the forwards in midfield, and Luke Daniel has been impressive. Carries hard, but the entry by Jake McDonough.
Yeah, you could see they were trying to get going there, trying to kind of midfield carry, work around the corner, try and get some momentum, try and get through some phases, but just a little bit of a side entry there, just preventing Llandeilo competing for that ball.
Here we see it again. Good take at the line. The forwards were there, ready and willing. Yeah, 11 on his back. To correct myself, that's Morgan Carter, the replacement. And they low in it again. Price into midfield they come. That's a good carry by the outside centre, Ewan Thomas, the vice captain. Change direction. There is space out there. Pontypool United see the threat and come flying up.
Yeah, I think it was that set play they ran on the previous line-out which ended in a score for them. They've had to go there again, which is the right thing to do. Something works for you, go again. Penalty advantage here, I think.
Yeah, Pontypool United over-eager in counter-attacking that ruck going off their feet. So free play. And they are trying to get their running patterns. Ball inside, was it forward? I think the referee spotted it, so they come back for the penalty. And Llandeilo, I'm sure, will be desperate for a score, any type of score, which takes it beyond that 7 points. Not sure if this kick's within reach. It's a big kick for Cian Thomas if he does go for it. It's going to be Thomas Price.
Yeah, he's going for the corner there.
Yeah, to send this one in the corner. Probably the wise decision.
Yeah, I think it's the right decision. Go and put some pressure on Pontypool now. Go and keep the ball. If they get a score here now, it's really tough for Pontypool to come back unless they get a few successive quick scores. So they're really going for the throat here now.
6 men in the line out. Could be a driving more with Ewan Morgan hovering in the 9 position. It's tipped backwards. Ryan Sargent, the replacement, came off the bench last year, as he's done again this year. Price, not the best of passes, but taken well by Johan Thomas. Evades the first tackle, well met on the second occasion. Out the back door, goes for the interceptors. Harry Jacob. Good pressure.
Good read, I think it was on, if he'd got it. Good read.
Oh, there's a high tackle in there. Hevin Hughes, the recipient. Again, another free play for Llandeilo. Using the short side, numbers there. Now this could be within kicking distance.
Yeah, a little bit more kickable here, you would have thought. Be interesting to see what he looks at. He's eyeing it up, I think, but I think his captain's come and tapped him on the shoulder.
Yeah, Price going for the corner again. He's gone for broke. And he's failed to find touch. Composure needed, composure missing.
Yeah, that's tough there. He's obviously tried to put it in the corner as much as he could to get that 5 metre line out, but just over-egging it slightly. Still pressure on Pontypool to try and play out of their own half, just outside the 22. But again, just Llandeilo giving Pontypool that chink of light.
Riley Mogford leaving the field, and Kai Jones on. Right then, they've got to go again. Got to go from deep. Pontypool United. They've already been pinned for an early shove. They've got to be careful to hold that weight back. They have been the better scrummagers in this match. There's no need really to be going early. Need to hold that aggression, hold that enthusiasm.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they play here, if they go for a bit of territory. Again, it's a one-score game, so you can score that in the next play or you can score it in the last play. It doesn't matter. It'll be interesting to see if they want to play or if they want to go and try and pin Llandeilo back. Llandeilo have returned kicks really well all afternoon. They've fielded them. They've gone down those 15 channels. They've looked at space. It's been a bit of a battle in our back three for both teams.
They're going to play, or they're going to kick. Kick they do, they send it downfield, a tricky one along the floor. Llandeilo going to run it. Had enough of kicking. Well tackled, well defended. They've kept it alive. Pooler in on the ball, they haven't won it. Llandeilo are there in numbers. Williams waiting for it. Goes himself, wins a metre two, isolated. He's on his own, he's lost it. Penalty to Pooler.
Yeah, that's what they were playing for. They were playing for a bit of territory and then kind of try and pressure him in and around the contact area, getting off the line, pressuring him hard, looking for errors, and they've come up with this. So he's going to pump it into this corner now, and then they look to get something going. Could be a typical Gwent drive to try and get some momentum, you know.
Yeah, Cusack puts it as far downfield as he can. Maybe a bit too far for the forwards outside the 22, but one thing's for sure, it's an important moment in this Youth Cup final. Pontypool United 13, Llandeilo 19. It's a one-score game. And Pontypool United have possession, they have territory.
Yeah, I think they've had a few issues with the line-up. Pontypool, the last one, I think very smartly they went to the front. They knew how they bank a ball, which they won. Llandeilo seemed to somehow get their hands on it, which turned it over, but I think they're probably going to do something quite similar here. They go to the front, they go to easy ball, they try and get their hands on it, get a bit of a roll on, and then kind of go hard at our line and get around the corner and keep possession. What Llandeilo have done really well is when they do have the ball, they look really comfortable. They look like they're going to exit well. Everyone looks like they know they're on the same page, and they've done the same in D, and they've gone hard after the contact here and got themselves out of trouble. So it's going to be a real battle here now, particularly going into this last 10 minutes.
Chester Creel goes to the middle, missed timing, but fortunately for Pooler, they still have possession on the outside arc. Troy Thomas streaking into space, well tackled. It was a must tackle by Harry Davis. Pooler needs to keep this alive, and they've been shoved into touch, but Troy Thomas showing plenty of gas.
Yeah, good bit of gas, and it shows what I know. I thought he'd go to the front and drive it. He went to the middle, and then they went wide and took him on the edge. But he's made a lot of space there. He's probably just looking to link, can't quite link, and then they kind of just don't keep their composure there. They just got to keep the ball, stay in field. They go again 5-10 metres out.
Hevin Hughes, the target. Solid ball, a solid platform. Replacement scrum half for Llandeilo, Will Edwards.
Great feet.
Again, need to be aware of that near touch line, and a toe has found touch. You can feel the pressure rising on that Llandeilo defence. Bevan Jones, when he has had touches in a bit of space, he has been a threat.
Yeah, that's going to be the concern for both teams now. If you kick loosely and you chase loosely, you know, one missed tackle can lead to a try. And, you know, great bit of feet from the winger there to get around that edge. Doesn't quite stay in field, but I think that's what this game could come down to now. It could come down to a little bit of magic like that.
Edwards charged down. You can see what it means for Pooler. Scott Crew, who has been training with the wider Wales under 18 setup. He's on wearing 18. Llandeilo, they're going to go for the same combination. No, they go for Griff Jones this time. They win the ball. Maybe not as clean as liked. Edwards, again charged down for the second time and is knocked on.
Yeah, great pressure there. You know, he's pressured him on the last exit on that maul. The same again on that ruck there. Not many blockers on that far side. It's a bit of an easy run to him, really. And that's a great charge down.
Will Edwards, Harbury Call player. Tough to come on in a cup final. I'm trying to get up to speed straight away. Pooler, 10 metres out with a scrum. They get the shove on. The attack comes by the captain, Harry Jacob. The 80's over. Has he scored? He places it back. He's short then. Pooler, this is their opportunity. Is this the cup final? It's a score. The dive by the blindside flanker Luke Daniel. That's a second try for Pooler, and it brings them within a point.
That's a good carry. He looks like he's made it there already on the first carry. Lays it back. And this guy, he's been excellent today, haven't he? He's carried really hard for him. He's been kind of met physically by that Llandeilo back row, but he just had too much there that far away from the line, and he battles over. And what a game this is now. 1 point in it, conversion to come, whatever happens here. It's a 1 point game.
Yeah, Cusack has been immaculate off the tee. You'd put your money on him to slot this one through, but it is a cup final. Pressure does funny things to people.
Yeah, he's kicked well, hasn't he?
It's through. Hear the roar. The Pontypool United fans are on their feet in the stands as Cusack puts them back ahead. It's a 1 point game in the Youth Cup final, and that 1 point is in favour of Pontypool United. 20, Llandeilo 19.
Yeah, I thought I'd give him the commentator's curse end just before he kicked that, but he slaughtered it beautifully. You can see him barking orders when he was on his way back to exit properly, and they've kept the ball. Llandeilo give away a penalty there now, and it gives them an opportunity to get down the other half of the field.
And that's the difference the scoreboard makes when you're behind. You're trying to force things, you're trying to make things happen, and you push the envelope too far and give away a penalty. And you would say an unneeded penalty considering the territorial position.
Definitely, you just want to make sure you don't give anyone an easy exit. They make sure they have to exit, whether they kick in, whether it's going back to 10 and he's kicking. Llandeilo unloading the bench now, bringing a bit of energy on, I would have thought. Just try a little bit something different for them now. Get back into the game. All the momentum's with Pontypool now, so Llandeilo just trying to change and swing that momentum.
Referee just calms things down slightly as you hear the Pontypool United in full song. Are they celebrating a victory already, or are they premature? The line out this time works. Griff Jones tries to put his weight in. It's in there somewhere. Pooler happy just to keep it tight and truck it up.
Yeah, they're not going to overplay now, are they? They're going to go back to kind of their tactics in the first half. Play right areas, but that's a bit of an error there. Needed to keep that on, needed to pressure Llandeilo, make them exit. Again, just outdone the full.
Referee stopping the watch. Wow, Llandeilo got up their sleeve. It's going to be a shortened line once again. Replacement hooker. Stefan Jenkins, wearing 18, asking for the gap to be opened. As you see some Pontypool United players up in here, stretching their calves, bit of cramp setting in for Luke Daniel.
Yeah, it's a big old field, it's a quick one, and then across the surface. Hard surface, really very good surface, looks in good nick at the moment.
Will Edwards trying to make up for those blocked kicks. Fired out. Llandeilo up to the 10-metre line, flying into those rucks, trying to get quick ball. Off their feet maybe. So back for the penalty. Remember, it's a 1-point game. A penalty would be enough to win it, but is it too far out?
Yeah, you're wondering if it's worth a shot, a goal here.
It's going to be a big kick if they do go for it, and I think he is going to go for it.
Tees on.
Tees on, the ARs are on the way behind the sticks. Bit of a sportsmanship. I think number 4, Griff Jones, just kicking it on a bit. Also, Cian Thomas kicking it on another yard.
Worth the try.
Well, the referee's not looking. And the ARs aren't looking either. That's another prod on. I think you can hear the Pontypool United fans. They've spotted it.
It'll be on the 22 now, that ball will.
Yeah, Pontypool United have cottoned on. They still want a metre, mind.
Hey, they matter, don't they, in a cup final? Those meters matter.
Well, if you watched Any Given Sunday, the American football programme or drama or film, what do you call it, every inch matters.
And I think the ref's taking him back a metre now.
I think he's punished him. You're right there. He's lost 2 metres. But it's going to be Johan Thomas.
Yeah, is that a change of kicker?
It is indeed.
Long goal specialist.
Johan Thomas with the effort. It's a decent strike, but it's going to go fall short. Llandeilo rushing up. It's a scuffed clearance. So Llandeilo will have possession back on the 10-metre line. Well carried by Harry Davies. He wins 5 or 10 metres. Stolen to the floor, gone backwards. Pontypool United panicking, so just hack it downfield.
Yeah, it's a great turnover. They just need a bit of composure there. Put their foot on the ball, get set again, then exit.
And Llandeilo as well, aimless kicking. Under pressure, bodies on the floor, bodies in pain, and that's the error that Llandeilo were hoping for.
Yeah, just both teams really just needed a bit of composure. Just make sure they can get back into their kind of process of exits, get some chase, good kick. But again, you can see these boys, they're out on their feet at the moment.
Chester Creel there. In pain, the calves really been teared up. Needing to be stretched out. Pontypool United 20, Llandeilo 19. We're in the dying stages of this Youth Cup final. Pooler with 2 tries. Ruben Malson before the interval. Luke Daniel putting the side back ahead. 3 tries for Llandeilo. Coming to Ashley Chappell, Rodri Jenkins and Ewan Blackman. But they need another score. Any type of score. They've won the line out cleanly by Griff Jones. They're able to turn it to this open side. Weak Pontypool defence. They're going to have to go around. They've done well to recover. The ball's at the front there somewhere. It's a scrap, it's a fight. Pooler in from the side. It's going to be another penalty advantage. They're holding the ball on the floor. You could argue I may have deserved the yellow card, but
yeah, managed to get his hands on it somehow, made it into a bit of a scrap. Interesting now, a little bit closer for the kick. Does he fancy it?
Yeah, the angle's obviously tougher. They're pointing for the corner, looking towards Johan Thomas. What do you fancy, Yo?
Yep.
Yeah, put in the corner, boys. That was a good rolling ball, giving some confidence. 10 metres closer. 10 metres to go. Can they replicate another drive?
Big moment here.
You feel that this could be a match-winning moment if they get it right. Ewan Morgan, 17, the hooker. Oh, it's overthrown. They couldn't get the left. Griff Jones couldn't get up there. Pontypool get it downfield, don't find touch. So they have to be aware and alive to the counter-attack. Llandeilo. And it's a high tackle, so it is going to be a penalty. Can they go?
Free play.
Come back for the penalty to the disgruntlement of the Pontypool United fans. The tone has quickly changed here at the Principality. Momentum has shifted.
Yeah, I think they had an opportunity to Pontypool to put that off the field. I think it was a bit of an unlucky bounce for it to bounce back into field, but it just gave Llandeilo an opportunity to carry it back. And then, yeah, I think that was a high shot. Yeah. I don't think it was malicious. I don't think it was on the head, but I think it was a high one.
I'm not sure if the referee has signalled as time is nearly upon us there. Is this a shot to win the game with the last kick? I'm not too sure. But it's a 40-plus metre kick on the angle for Johan Thomas.
Yeah, it's nearly a carbon copy from the other side, really, which for a right footer is not as... it's a bit more difficult.
He fell short with that attempt. It's a tougher kick on the wrong side, maybe a metre or two closer. Thomas strikes it. He's got some distance. What a kick!
Wow, what a kick.
It's over with the final kick of the game. Johan Thomas has won the Youth Cup final for Llandeilo for the second successive year. Llandeilo are champions.
That was an unbelievable strike, particularly when you've seen him kick off this left-hand side, a more difficult kick off the right, plenty of distance on it. Particularly with the pressure he was under, he would have known that was the last play of the game. Heartbreak for Pontypool, and he wouldn't have argued for either side to kind of win that final. That's how tight it was.
What an ending to the game. What a ending to a cup final for Johan Thomas. It's a type of ending you dream about. A 40+ metre kick to win the game with the final act of the game. And Thomas, the vice captain, steps up to the plate. And the treble is still on for Llandeilo for the season. Yes, I'm telling you, listen, number 6, Pontypool United. So Gavin Dacey, the Player of the Match award. We've been just quickly deliberating over here. Who's going to be a choice? Who's been on the shortlist? Have you got a couple of names before you name the Player of the Match winner?
Yeah, there's been some great performances. There's been some big work rate. The Pontypool United outside half has kind of kicked really well from at times and put him in the right positions and knocked over some excellent conversions and some penalties. Llandeilo have been superb. Particularly that back row really fronted up well. I think losing the captain really kind of was a big blow for Llandeilo towards the end. But there's some real boys who've put their hands up for that Man of the Match award.
So the winner?
Number 6, Pontypool United, Luke Daniel.
Many congratulations, Luke Daniel. On the losing side, unfortunately for him. But what a performance by the back rower. He set the tone from the off, didn't he? In a defensive and a destructive defensive display. Smashed everything that came down his channel. Scored a try, which almost won Pontypool United the game. But it wasn't the beat for the men of Gwent. Pontypool United 20, Llandeilo 22, the final score. But I'm sure, even though they're despondent in that circle, they will take heart. They will take pride in the performance and the fact the game was 20 seconds shorter, they would have won it.
Yeah, it was a great contest. You couldn't have argued either side taking the spoils at the end. Pontypool, led by Luke Daniel in particular, were excellent up front, real abrasive, taking them on in the contact area, carried all day, just completely offered himself throughout the game. Llandeilo took their opportunities really well, showed kind of their experience from last year's cup final, and to knock that kick over at the end, what a way to finish a cup final. And
that's fantastic for Llandeilo as well, back-to-back champions. I'm not sure if a team or who the team has done that in the history books, but Llandeilo have done it, few and far between, I'd say. And there'll be some celebrations back in the clubhouse tonight, I am sure.
Yeah, I'm sure when he gets back to the clubhouse, that kick will be 60 metres rather than 40 metres. And well-deserved plaudits. That's some pressure kick to kick at the end to win a cup final. Superb.
So Geraint John presenting the medals to the refereeing team. One's on the field and responsible for the replacements off the field as well.
Yeah, and they've been excellent, to be fair. We haven't talked about them much, which means they've had a very good game because there hasn't been much controversy. So they've been excellent and they've really contributed to that game.
And for those youngsters out there who are contemplating becoming officials, there's a clear pathway, isn't there, to the top these days. If you start young enough, there's a chance to play and referee at the highest standard professionally these days and get to World Cups and travel the world. But yeah, Llandeilo, look what it means. These young men at the start of their rugby careers, many of them playing for the final time in a Llandeilo youth shirt, will be stepping up to senior rugby next season. And they'll be finishing the season on a high. They've got the cup in their hands once again. 2 more titles up for grabs. The league of course, and the Carmarthenshire Cup as well. Llongyfarchiadau, rhaid deud, I dîm Llandeilo. Wedi ennill cwpan ieuenctid Cymru am yr ail flwyddyn yn olynol, sydd yn anrhydedd i'r clwb ac yn rhywbeth prin iawn ar y lefel yma i allu neud y ddwywaith olynol yn ardderchog. Rhai yma am y tro cynta, ond am bellid arall wedi bod yn rhan o'r tîm y flwyddyn dwytha, fod ni'n gweld tîm Pontypool yn derbyn eu medalau nhw am eu cyfraniad gwych nhw yn y rownd derfynol yma. Ac hefyd seren y gêm, rhif 6 ar y gêm, no Luke Daniel y fanna yn derbyn ei wobr unigol o yn wych o'r cychwyn cynta'r chwiban cynta'n amddiffynol. Bron iawn yn torri y gwrthwynebydd mewn hannar efo grym ei daclo. A di siŵr o ddo. Mae Pontypool cyfan yn dychmygu ac yn disgwyl i oedd cais Luke Daniel a gafodd ei drosi gan Morgan Cusack yn ddigon i ddwyn a selio'r fuddugoliaeth. Ond am ddiweddglo. Ddiweddglo byth gofiadwy i'r tîm ieuenctid Llandeilo ac i Iwan Thomas yn benodol. Y gic ola dros 40 o fetre at y pist wedi methu efo cic tebyg yn flaenorol. Methu efo'r cynnig yna, ond yn llwyddiannus efo'r cynnig ola. A Llandeilo yn dathlu. Gorfoledd i'r tîm o Sir Gar. A dyma nhw'n dod i fyny. Mae'n cael ei arwain gan Griff Jones, y capten Rhodri Jenkins wedi anafu yn ystod y chwarae. Ond dwi'n siŵr fod o digon parod i hercian i fyny i godi'r cwpan. Here they come, Llandeilo, the cup winners, led by Griff Jones. In the second row, Price. Also in there, receiving their individual medals. Rhodri Jenkins, who limped off the field midway through that second half. I'm sure we're more than willing to limp towards the cup. He was carried off actually, wasn't he? With some assistance. But he's not going to miss this photo shoot.
Yeah, I think it'll be quite a few sore bodies tomorrow. Bumps, bruises, tight calves, tight hamstrings. I think both teams gave everything, you could tell that. How they were on the field in those closing stages. But I'm sure that Llandeilo will say that it's worth it.
It'll definitely be worth it. That picture will be up in the clubhouse, will be up in every home in days to come. And this day, like last season, will live long in the memory of the players. And here he is, Captain Fantastic, Rhodri Jenkins. Player of the Year last season. Back as winning captain this season. Gets the photo. I'm sure he wants both hands on the cup, not just one. His teammates are ready. The celebrations are upon us. The Youth Cup final winners for 2025, Llandeilo. Llongyfarchiadau i bencampwyr cwpan ieuenctid Cymru. Clwb rygbi, Llandeilo. And one for the crowd, one for the friends and the family. There we go. Llandeilo for the second successive year. Our Youth Cup finals, their names will be in the history books. 2024, 2025. Llandeilo have beaten everybody in the cup for 2 whole seasons. Unbelievable. And Pontypool United, although defeated, will be back again, I'm sure, here at the Principality sooner rather than later. Unwaith eto llongyfarchiadau anferthol I Llandeilo. Wrth i'r deuluoedd fod yn barod I ymuno ar parti ar dathlu efo y chwaraewyr ar y maes. So Llandeilo getting a few more photos. And there'll be plenty more taken later on in the changing rooms, I'm sure. Been a great contest to start off a weekend of rugby here at the Principality, but the winners in the Youth Cup final once again, Llandeilo. Many congratulations, llongyfarchiadau anferthol. The final score, a score terfynol. Pontypool United 20, Llandeilo 22.